Rick Shaw here on Saturday the 25th of June 2022. Our roof rack came. I'm going to be putting that on very soon. We picked it up from the guard shack, so we're going to put that on top of the car probably the next day or so. I was going to put it on when I got home, but it was raining, and now the rain quit. It was raining pretty hard for a while, so we'll see how it goes. I did want to say something about these tires I got. These dang things, they actually can pump up. They can pump up to 44 psi is what it says maximum. I got them at 35, and we've done a couple trips already up towards Manila Way, and I can't believe how it just seems to want to coast and roll forever. They're quiet. They're so much quieter than the Dunlops that were on it, and just so far so good. I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know how they last and how they hold up. But they seem to be a good tire. It was an Indonesian company, and it's 65-month tire anyway. But Nakara. That's the brand, but they seem to be going good. The air on them is perfect. Every time I check it, before we left, I checked it. We just got the air cleaner for the car. I put that in before our trip, and we love our little car. It's going to be nice to have the roof rack on it. That's going to be pretty sweet. But I was watching the news, a little bit of news on the way back. I had the phone running. Couldn't really watch it, but was listening. And of course, the big news is Roe versus Wade, which should have never happened in the first place. That's overturned, which great. I remember when Trump was president, and he said that's what he was going to do. He's going to put him on the court and get rid of that. And guys, it just should be. I don't care what anyone says. That's a baby. I mean, come on. That's a baby. You don't murder a baby. No wonder the world's in such trouble. The good Lord, He gives you such wonderful gifts, and the best gifts you can ever get are your kids. and they're just murdering them right and left. And I'm glad that's over. But now I'm seeing, they're going to have riots. They already got Antifa out there. They're going to start a big mess. That's just what they're going to do. Los Angeles is, they're blocking freeways. They're doing all kinds of crap there. Those people, none of them work. They're all on the dole, so they got plenty of time to go wreak havoc. Bums, just a big pile of bums. So that's a shame. That's a real shame. But I'm glad that thing got overturned. A lot of the states need to just say, no, we're not going to do this anymore. When it comes down to the health of the mother and all that, if something's going to happen to the mother, that's a matter of course. The hospital's going to do what they do to save her. But just because you can't get the guy to wear a condom, or you don't know how to take a pill on a regular basis, then so you murder a little one. How ridiculous! Just to me, it seems absolutely absurd. So I'm glad that's over. I'm glad that's turned over. I think it's going to be a real mess. What's going to go on in the future in the country? They're going to riot there, and it's not the good people. It's going to be all these crazies coming out and just making a mess of things, which is it's going to be a bummer. But I also seen bite hole. I saw a thing on the news about, we're having problems with the electricity, and when it gets real hot, don't turn your air conditioner on, blah, 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 blah. But then he's telling, we're going to put in 500,000 charging stations across the country. This electric car crap, guys, I really don't believe it's going to go anywhere. How are you going to take a trip? What if you want to go across country? Okay? You got to charge the damn thing forever? Yeah, I don't know. It just don't seem like it's there. Is there going to be enough power to support it? And where do they get the power from? Most likely coal. I just seen a big thing on there. One of the ladies for Chevrolet was out there in Michigan somewhere, and she was talking about, we got, there's our Chevy Volt, we're bringing it back, blah, blah, blah. And she's going on and on about this crap. And they said, where do you get the power from? She said, "Oh, I think they're heavily in gas." And then some guy got on there he had the stats, 98% coal-fired was where they get all their power from. So, guys, this green stuff, it's the biggest pile of baloney that they ever come up with. It's just really stupid, if you ask me. Can it be there in the future? Yeah, probably. It could be. But is it here now? I don't think so. None of the technologies are ready to roll. I know they talk about the Tesla car and all that crap. Who the heck's got the money for one of those? If they really wanted to have them dang things, they'd subsidize them. But they're just too ridiculously expensive. I heard something like $80,000 for one. I don't know. I don't think gas is going anywhere. Look at this little buggy. We're getting such phenomenal mileage on this. But I think the cars in the United States, they formulate the fuel and they make the cars so that they use a lot of gas on purpose. They don't want your car getting 50, 60 miles to the gallon. We're getting over 40 in this thing, guys, all the time. And when we do just highway driving, the one trip I took, I filled it up at the station here, and just until it clicks off, and then we drove all the way out to on the highway. Just didn't get in any hurry, just doing 100 kilometers per hour. I'm very efficient when I drive. I'll get behind a truck if I can, draft them a little bit, and we cruised all the way out there. We drove around there for a day. We wound up coming back, and I went right to the same station, even the same pump, and I put gas in it again just until it clicked off, and it came out to 48 miles to the gallon. So, but they're not going to give you this. They're not going to give you this car in the States because they're relying on that gas tax, and look at what's happening in a lot of these states. California's a big one. They got a huge gas tax. People are hurting. It's costing them hundreds of dollars to fill up their tank, and they're not going to cut the gas tax, for a little bit to help people. They don't want to help people. These people in government, they don't want to help you. They don't care what the price goes up to. Their gas is paid for. They'll put it on the government card. They got people driving them around. What do they care? They don't care how much gas costs. And they can give themselves pay raises and all this crap. It's just, to me, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous what's going on with that. But that's where we're at now. But Bite Hole talking about all the charging stations across the country. Give me a break. Give me a stinking break. And how many people really got these things? I see numbers of how many they sold. It's a rich man's toy. You can't afford them. I definitely don't want an electric car. I don't want a car where I could run out. If I run out of gas in this car, I can go get some gas and put it in there and get to the gas station and just watch it. Electric car, that dang thing goes out. What are you going to do? What the heck? You're going to pull out your gasoline generator, fire it up, charge your car on the side of the road. Instead of having a gas can with a little bit of extra gas, you got a portable generator. I mean, this is how ridiculous this is getting. But I know here, one thing in this country, there's a lot of these little electric buggies now. You don't need a license for them. People get in them. We had the girl, look what she did to my car. She's on her little electric buggy. Mirrors all broke. I jerry-rigged this just to hold it up. She just pulled right into me. No license, no nothing. We got screwed. And I personally think it was one of the worst things that they could do here in the Philippines. The traffic is bad enough as it is. And now they got these stupid little 12-mile-an-hour tricycles, and they get on the road and they don't get out of the way. They're not going to get over to the right-hand side. You have to go around them or go into the oncoming lane to get away from them. And they're so small and they're road hogs, and they're slow. And that's what's happening to traffic here. We drove out of here. We got away from here, head up to San Jose, and we just can't believe how nice the traffic is. And then every time we come back here to Lipa, it's just like ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's the way she goes. But we're going to be heading to Maduro in a month. My wife has to go get one more rabies shot. She should have never got any, I don't think. The dog don't have rabies. It'd have been dead by now. But she's got to go get one more shot on the 9th, and then we're going to go to, we're going to head down to Maduro. We got our house sitter coming, and we're going to see what we can get taken care of. We did get offered a bunch of land, and I was thinking, I don't want to be land broke. It's right next to the property we bought. It's like 3 times as much as we bought in the beginning. And the price was pretty good, same, basically the same price. So, we were talking about it. My wife and I were talking about it. And I was thinking, you know what? We can swing that. We can swing that amount. And I'm thinking that would be a really good thing, because that would give us land on both sides of the right-of-way. I've seen it. I didn't really look at it closely, but it's a big chunk. And I thought that's going to be really nice. That way when I can have a big garden there. I could have a huge garden. And then I can also do, we want to do fruit trees and all kinds of stuff like that. My wife started me. She's getting a pretty green thumb, I'll tell you that. She's doing stuff. We actually been eating tomatoes out of here. She just pulled them all out and going to start some new ones. But we got some. This is actually Filipino oregano. Here's the suha. This is the suhas right there. She threw some seeds in there. And this other stuff is supposedly spinach. And we got peppers. See our little peppers there. We've been putting those in the food. So we want to have a huge garden. I want papaya. I want malunggay. I want the suhas. I want avocado. And we're going to put all this stuff up when we get there. And I think we can swing the ground. I think while we can, grab the ground up, and then we'll have it'll be a nice huge piece for us. It's not the same sellers, and I told my wife I want to make sure we do the same thing like we did last time. Get down to the lawyer, go to the barangay, make sure nobody's got any claims against it, because I did hear of a fella here. He actually hit me up on the messenger, and he was telling me about he bought a big piece of ground, him and his Filipino wife, and it was a pretty good price. He paid a good chunk of money for it, and he was going down to start building his house on there. And all of a sudden, some family member came out of the woodwork and put a stop on it, and he can't do nothing now because they're laying claim to this ground, and it's got to go through the court. And guess what? How long is that going to take? 3-4 years? So he's stuck. He spent all his money on the ground, and he has enough money to finish his house and get the things he wants here, and he's like, now he's stuck. So you definitely want to research the land that you're going to buy. Anything we do, it goes through a lawyer's office. Go down to the barangay and talk to them, saying, hey, look, I'm buying this piece of ground. I want to make sure there's no claims on it, because there could be all kinds of owners to these things, and so be careful. If you're buying ground, you want to be absolutely 100% careful with the ground you buy. Now, the first piece we bought from a nice couple, no problems with anything, and then they came back and offered us some more. So we're going to take that. And now the neighbor guy on the other side of the right-of-way, he's like, hey, you want to buy this one? We're like, okay. So I think we're gonna go down on the 9th or 10th, and we're going to go ahead and buy some more land, because I said, holy cow, we got some family members down there. They cleared the land. One fellow got in there and burned it all off, our big section of ground, just so we can get a better look. He cleaned up the calamansi trees real good for us. He's been sending us pictures. He goes up there every day, and he's taking care of the ground, so that's cool. Hopefully that we're going to get the septic started on this trip. We're going to have a couple weeks there. Our friend Onad's going to come with us when we go to do our bunker. He works for a block company that they make block from 750 psi all the way up to 5,000 psi. Heavy duty block. It's actually got corner blocks. It's got blocks that has the chaseways in it for your water, for your electric. It also has for the receptacles. I mean, it's some nice block. I mean, this is a real quality block. We were talking yesterday about getting it delivered. He thinks they can get. We have to design out what we want, exactly what we're going to do, where all the water's going to go, all this stuff. It's got corner blocks. It's got T-blocks for the inner wall. You got special blocks for around the door. I mean, it's a hell of an operation, and he thinks they can get everything in a container and ship it over. And if we can get a decent price on them, I would rather go with his blocks than most of them. And I'm still going to grout it. You know, once we get it up and the mortar all dries and everything, then we'll grout it and then pour the ceiling. And it's basically going to be a bunker. I'm going to put big metal closing shutters, you know, with the cross, you know, your rifle cross, and we'll put regular nice windows in. Not these crappy things. These things are leaking all over the place. You know, this house. One thing that Demeterland does is they put the crappiest stuff they can put in the house that I just my experience in this house. I don't know about the rest of them. This house, okay, every single faucet that we have is leaking. That one over there leaks. The bathroom leaks. The little sprayer in the upstairs bathroom, that leaks. The only one that doesn't leak is the one that I bought for the kitchen sink. That real nice one. That's fine. Everything's fine there. We got no leaks under the sink or anything. But all the rest of the stuff, the windows leak. It just, you know, instead of buying something a little bit quality for the price they charge for this, you know, you figure $45,000 for this little tiny house. You know, they could have spent an extra $1 or $2, a couple hundred pesos to buy a quality faucet instead of the crap they got. You know, just it's just a shame. You know, I told my sweetheart the other day, I said, you know what, we're going to just have to go down to the hardware store and I'm going to have to go buy all new faucets, outside, inside. We'll buy some good quality ones, and I got to replace everything. They're all leaking, and when you have water problems like we do, you don't want them dripping. You don't want them running the water out. So, but our water, we had water the other day, and then now all of a sudden, oopsie. Now all of a sudden there's not enough pressure to run the upstairs again. So, you know, I'm taboing downstairs. There's enough water to flush the toilet upstairs. Takes the tank about a half hour to fill, but no shower water again. So I'm actually gonna be really happy to get the hell out of here. We've been here a year. I'm totally disillusioned with the company that built the house, with the management that runs this place. I mean, come on, water. Give us some water. But they're not gonna. They're gonna go cheap as much as they can to just try to get you. They keep the water off for so long. And then when you finally even get a little bit out of your sink, then everybody's happy again, because at least they got something, and we're not having to go down and haul barrels of water in all the time. But like I say, I'm going to be real happy to leave this joint. Like I say, we're probably going to keep it, see if the price goes up down the road, or use it for when we come up this way. We got a place to stay. That's about it. But as of wanting to live here on a regular basis anymore, I'm done with these people. I don't want to be here anymore. We got great neighbors, nice people, and that's all well and good. But you know what? I need water. I need water in my house, and I need electricity. I mean, come on. The electric company's got one job: provide electricity, and they are sorely lacking, guys. I mean, they cut the power here all the time. And the funny thing is, you go over to the other Barron guys and the other places away from this thing, and they got power. You know, they're just shutting our area off for some reason. You know, shedding. I think they're power shedding. But it's just, to me, it's just an aggravation. I know when Demeterland built this place, they knew there was a problem with the water. Because the workers were telling us, hey, yeah, when we first were coming in to do the first ones, we had to bring water in to mix our mortar and blah, blah, blah. They knew there was trouble, and they never disclosed it. I guess I don't think there's disclosure laws in this country. I think they can hide stuff from you. So the best thing you can do here in this country when you're going to do a house or anything, you have to investigate it yourself. Get as many people as you can to find out what goes on with the place that you're going to be, because you can wind up like here. I mean, we love this house. It's a beautiful house. We got a beautiful little house. It's not super big or anything. It's kind of like a tiny house, and it's cool, but I ain't got no water. It's a bummer. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Enough of my whining. Maybe I'll go have a glass of wine or something. But I'm going to let you go, and this is Rick Shaw.